Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating psychological investigation of human behavior. We're looking at the subtle, hidden clues the human brain leaves when someone secretly dislikes you. Because let's be real, if someone secretly harbors negative feelings toward you, they're probably not going to just come right out and say it, right? They'll still smile, they might say congratulations, and they might even act like they've got your back. But today, we're going to learn exactly how to read between the lines. Picture this for a second. Imagine you just achieved a hard-fought goal. Maybe you finally landed that massive promotion, you started a brand new project, you hit a health milestone you've been chasing for literally years. Naturally, you share the news with someone you trust, someone standing very close to you in your life. You're expecting excitement. You're expecting a simple shared moment of joy. But instead, you receive an incredibly odd response. Just let that sink in. Wow, you got lucky. Or maybe it's something like, oh, that's good, but are you sure it's actually going to work? It's a small, totally normal sounding sentence. I mean, on paper, it doesn't look like an attack at all. But in the moment, it carries the subtle, confusing little sting that just instantly deflates your excitement. When that happens, you know it right away. Something just feels off. And there's actually a scientific reason for why you feel that way. See, as humans, we aren't just influenced by the literal words people say to us. We're heavily influenced by what they feel. We pick up on micro-expressions, tone of voice, their general energy. And sometimes those hidden underlying emotions speak so much louder than the words themselves. Your brain is essentially catching on to a massive disconnect. So here is our game plan for today. We're going to investigate 4 specific clues. Number 1, reactions to your success. 2, minimizing your wins. 3, how actions speak louder. And finally, number 4, protecting your energy. All right, let's kick things off with section 1, reactions to your success. How do they actually respond when you shine and grow? To really understand this, we have to look at the psychology behind it. Psychologists call this concept social comparison. It's basically the completely natural, hardwired human tendency to compare ourselves with others, whether that's appearance, money, relationships, careers, or achievements. When you succeed, your progress suddenly becomes a mirror. It shows the other person what they haven't achieved yet. And, well, when someone feels like they're falling behind, they might not always respond with cheers and support. There's a core difference in how people react to your personal growth. A genuine friend, they feel genuinely happy when you grow, mostly because your happiness doesn't threaten them. They are totally secure in their own path. But a secret resenter, they feel incredibly uncomfortable when you shine. Your progress is this harsh, blaring reminder of their own insecurities. Now, quick caveat, not everyone who feels jealous hates you. Sometimes jealousy is just a quiet inner struggle. But the danger starts when their insecurity turns into actions that slowly try to drag you down. Which brings us perfectly to section 2, minimizing your wins. Let's look at how this builds into a very specific conversational pattern. So have you ever shared good news and someone immediately found a way to shrink it? Like you say, I finally reached my goal, and they reply, oh, that's nice, but a lot of people have done that. Or you proudly announce, I started a new business, and they immediately hit back with, well, let's just see how long it lasts. Do you see the pattern here? They aren't directly insulting you, right? Instead, they're subtly reducing the importance of your happiness. It's like they're tossing a wet blanket right over your fire. So the million-dollar question, why do they do it? Honestly, it all comes down to protecting their ego by lowering your value. If they can't feel successful themselves, they try to make your success feel way less meaningful. It's a defense mechanism, plain and simple. By dragging your achievement down to their level of insecurity, they avoid having to face their own perceived shortcomings. All right, moving into section 3, actions speak louder. Because at the end of the day, behavior reveals everything. Here is a hidden sign most people completely miss. Think about this. A person who truly respects you protects your name even when you are totally absent. But someone who secretly dislikes you, they might change completely the literal second the door closes. They'll criticize your decisions, question your true intentions behind your back, or even worse, share your personal weaknesses as a form of cheap entertainment for others. Why? Because talking negatively about someone else gives an insecure person a temporary power trip. For just a fleeting moment, putting you down makes them feel a little bit taller. It's a really stark psychological contrast. People who possess true confidence rarely, if ever, need to destroy someone else's image. True confidence doesn't need an audience. But insecurity? Oh, insecurity desperately needs an audience. It needs a crowd to validate its false sense of superiority by tearing other people down. But what about when they're right there, standing in front of you? Well, the human body often betrays emotions way before the mouth can catch up. Watch the eyes. A genuine smile reaches the eyes. It creates those little crinkles, it shifts the whole face. But a fake smile, it stays frozen, right on the lower half of the face. Someone might say congratulations, while their expression betrays pure discomfort. They might listen to your story, but their energy just feels incredibly distant. And your brain is actively collecting all these tiny signals, which is exactly what triggers that gut feeling of something just feels off. Now, hey, quick reality check, please do not become suspicious of literally everyone. If someone is tired or just having a rough day, they might just be distant. One strange moment means absolutely nothing. But a consistent pattern over time, like an escalating timeline of behavior, that absolutely deserves your attention. If they repeatedly question your dreams, then ignore your big achievements, and then suddenly seem super energized to celebrate your failures, yeah, you are looking at a clear-cut pattern of hidden dislike. This brings us to our final stop, Section 4, protecting your energy. What should you actually do to create boundaries when you realize the case is solved? You're going to want to follow these exact steps. Step 1, do not fight for their approval. Seriously, so many people waste years shrinking themselves down just to make others comfortable. But chasing approval from someone who doesn't value you is like trying to fill a cup with a hole in the bottom. It is never, ever going to be enough. Step 2, focus on your own character. Remain respectful. Be kind. You do not need to hate them back. And step 3, create firm boundaries. You have total permission to simply stop giving them access to your valuable time, your attention, and your energy. I want you to remember this really simple truth. Think about a tiny seed. It literally cannot grow in toxic soil. It just can't. The people around you deeply influence the person you ultimately become. Sometimes your own personal growth requires packing up and leaving places and relationships where you are constantly being weakened and undermined. Let this final, powerful thought sink in as we wrap up. Not everyone who smiles at you is happy for you, but the people who truly love you, the ones who actually belong in your inner circle, they will never need you to hide your light or play small just to make them feel comfortable. They're going to be inspired by your growth, not threatened by it. So ask yourself today, are the people around you asking you to shrink, or are they encouraging you to shine? Protect your energy, trust your intuition, and whatever you do, keep growing. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.